Hey guys, today I will do a guide on war gears. I wanted to do this guide much earlier. The problem is that there is not a manual on gears, and so I discovered them as I progress in the game. Now I think I got all of them, and so it's meaningful now to do the guide. So let's start. You can, from the item menu, you can go to war gear, and remember that you have these parts that can be used also to exchange war gear. How do the gears work, first of all? Whichever the gear, you need to have 10 fragments. See, I'm selecting here one fragment, cheval de frise. You need 10 to make one item, one gear. When you build 3 gears, they will upgrade. You can craft. You see on this button, you have dismantle and then your craft. On the craft, you can combine those 3 gears into one of a higher level. So if I have a 3 cheval de frise level 1, I can craft them into one cheval de frise level 2, which has a stronger power. Likewise, if I got 3 level 2, I can craft into level 3. I believe level 3 is the maximum. It doesn't say. I just discovered by looking at this banner chariot that it gave me the hint that there are no more than 3 levels. Going back, I'm digressing. So, I don't recommend you to dismantle ever. Actually, what I do every day, I go to the shop and I buy whichever fragment is available because these are very valuable. I also, by the way, buy always the mithril, which is needed to upgrade the unique equipment in general, and I'm also buying, now I need the title upgrade, and I also buy the war drum. So this is integration, I'm sure you appreciate. And I also buy mercenary order and blueprint. These are all very valuable, so every day that's how I spend my money in the shop. So now, let's look at the type of gears. The first group is battle gears. So they are deployed against a certain type of unit in battle. Okay, so for example, the cheval de frise is used when you fight a cavalry. So a good advice is to put the cheval de frise on the units which are most vulnerable from cavalry attack. These are the melee infantry. Melee infantry are most vulnerable to cavalry, and so if you have a melee infantry general, let's say Knut the Great, it's a smart thing to give him a cheval de frise, so you protect him from the cavalry attack. The second unit, the mantled, is instead to protect you from archery. So again, select the units which are most vulnerable from archery, and these are, for example, the defense infantry, and you put them this gear. The third is the caltrop, against infantry. For example, I often put on my cavalry the caltrop to defend them from defense infantry, which is the unit they are most vulnerable to. Okay, so that's the logic that you should use for this first group of gears. Then the second group is the health gears, and these are the support wagon and the medical tent. They boost recovery health, but also the higher level gives some counter-attack benefit. Then there is a third group, which is really about keeping morale, the banner chariot. You see here, the banner chariot shows you level 1, level 2, level 3. So that tells you that there are only 3 levels for any gear. Then we go to siege weapons. So let's start. But first of all, this is not really a siege weapon. The ballista is an archery amplifier. So you increase the damage dealt done by the archer. And then you have also the iron ballista, which again you have the 3 levels. And the iron ballista has also some benefit against rappers. See the damage dealt against attacks against rapper, 20% chance of injuring the defense, in range +2. Okay, so if you have an archer and you are attacking a city, a castle, then iron ballista is a good weapon to have for the benefit. The other one I use otherwise would be the siege tower, because again you have this range unit damage +4% on top of the ignore 30%. Rhino instead is a damage against infantry. So if the city is defended by infantry, you may put the Rhino. And this is one thing I don't really do because I forget about it. But especially if you are in conquest toward the end, you have so many technology. You can swap gear quickly. And so again, you had, for example, your unit, you had until now the tent, but you can change to the Rhino if the city is defended by infantry. Then for cavalry, use the catapult, because again, it's a rampart machine, in order 20% of damage reduction, but also it has the benefit on cavalry damage, so we do that. And then the Constantine the hammer sends damage against the cavalry, on top of the rampart damage. And then the rocket shooter is again it is a weapon against specially designed against range units when they're defending on top of the usual rampart. There's some fire benefit as well. I don't use them very often. The one I use if I have a range, I put the siege tower. Cavalry, I put the catapult, and infantry, I put the battery ram. I'm a simple guy. And I normally put the medical tent on my most precious cavalry generals, especially in conquest. It really pays off. And otherwise, in mission especially, I use the battle caltrop mantle and the cheval de frise. Then there is a last group of gear which are really for naval battles. They are not very common. For naval battle, you have, and these items are ranked by strength. So the best ships are the last one, the bottom one. Also, the best one is the Drummond. The advantage of the Drummond is that when you're in naval battle, you retain your original attack. So if you are a charge cavalry, you keep the attack. Plus you have a bonus of damage. The next is the Viking longship. Damage dealt minus 15, mobility plus 2, damage against land unit plus 20. Okay? And so forth. So then you have the artillery warship, which is just started. Manila galleon. You see the benefit, but normally the lower you go, the lower are the benefits. So normally I use Dromons and Viking, and normally that's all I need. Then because of technology limitation, I use sometimes I do Caravelle, some cheaper ship for my second dive. It's called the Shibechi. Okay, so that's it. It's really very complicated, but the reality is simple. Ignore the fancy items, stick to the basic. Drummond and Viking ship for naval. As I said, siege tower, catapult, and battery ram for attacking cities. Mantlet, cheval de frise, and caltrop for open field battle. And medical tent for your key items. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video. Keep coming, keep watching.